we just don't feel like we can start you, man, because you ain't. You just, man.
Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, 2016 NFL MVP Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons do battle with Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. Standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. His Steelers getting set to match up with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. As we get a peek at Matt Ryan, a man who's been in the league since back in 2008.
Wow.
And he's got to be feeling pretty good about his individual performance from last week's game. I mean, did throw 4 touchdown passes, so he's in sync with his receivers, and they're very confident. Did have 1 interception.
Yeah, the 1 pick.
And
they lost.
Yeah, so no matter how many touchdowns he threw, if it comes in a loss, he's not going to be satisfied.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And here are the Falcon offensive starters.
And one of my favorite players in the league is Devontae Freeman. 29 rushing touchdowns the last 3 years. Knows how to put the ball in the end zone, can catch it out of the backfield, and plays with a passion that few players in the league can match.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. A very solid gain of 27. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. We take a glance now at the starters on the defensive side of the ball for Pittsburgh. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
You have to like the way that they've played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Ryan, and that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, Ryan.
Oh.
It's complete. Hooper. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Tyler Matakevich. In from his linebacker spot, he's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Where's my defense? Oh, they didn't give it to me.
The bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
And Bryant's kick is good. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Wow.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And into the red zone now. And, Charles, they told us offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points. So you know that all the time during the week they talked about executing, taking care of the football, no big mistakes. Make sure they put points on the board and come out of it with that.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. The numbers for Freeman a week ago. 14 carries, 64 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Come
But we
on,
always talk
guys.
about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. The former first-round pick from Boise State, Shea McClellan, in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the shotgun, Ryan. And that is incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So a field goal try here on 4th down as the Falcons call on Matt Bryant. And Bryant's kick is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me,
I was.
It sounds like you're thinking the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by a man who's becoming an elder statesman among quarterbacks in the league, drafted back in 2004. It's Ben Roethlisberger.
Anytime anyone throws for over 300 yards in a game, you know their name is going to be considered for Offensive Player of the Week. And in the AFC last week, our guy got it.
Yeah, he was the guy on top of his game. He'll try to duplicate that here in this one. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the rookie from Alabama, it's Bo Scarborough. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Bo, baby boss.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Black 20.
Now Scarborough. The strong running. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Here we go. Alert, alert.
Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1, if people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. There are the numbers for McDonald from a week ago. 5 catches, 72 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
A big reason this team led the league in offense, their offensive line. Monster strength. 3 Pro Bowlers last year in Alejandro Villanueva, David DeCastro, and Marquise Pouncey. Kept their quarterbacks upright to throw it downfield and carved a lot of holes for their runners.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Out to his left. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Ted McKinley in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. And it bangs off the right upright, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So he had a chance to get him on the board there, but unfortunately that big yellow metallic structure in the back of the end zone, it had other plans.
And that's when we're kickers watching it the whole way saying, oh no, don't hit it. Rats.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. It's caught over the middle, Hooper. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the 1st quarter of play. It's the Falcons with the early lead. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down at 5 here to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Give the tackle there to Morgan Burnett. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And open, that's Calvin Ridley. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Freeman. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and the Falcons score to cap it off. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Wow.
Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 4.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. back on. It's Roethlisberger. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roll free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Play action. It's Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 15. Brown with his stick skills. A big-time return there, 40 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. The tackle there by Justin Bethel.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, Hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
And that's the first mark on the stat sheet for the 4-time first-team All-Pro. How about this? Over 1,000 yards 6 times in his career and just 2 yards away in 2013 of being over 1,500 yards in 4 of his last 5 seasons.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. Now big hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't it?
He really does.
Man, you know what? We did that. Of course, they didn't fumble.
Was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
The left side completion to Jones. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Bryant now to tack on the extra point. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field. And I never played quarterback, but I'm thinking as a quarterback, you're a little bit into the game now, second quarter, you're losing, you're not playing well. Probably feels like a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Certainly does, but it's something that quarterbacks have to be used to because they're always carrying around that weight. So how do they adjust the weight? How do they make it work for them? How do they work against it? That's what we're going to find out going forward.
Yeah, he'll be trying to get all that weight off his shoulders here on this drive. They'll start things on first down with Bo Scarborough. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. It didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action with Roethlisberger. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction.
What's been a
downfield,
terrible half right here.
Moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year, and it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Twisting away. And a juke this time. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And back onto the field now comes Devontae Freeman. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
To throw is Ryan. And he will find Ridley on the left side.
Reds. Of course they got my guy hurt. So the clock stops for me. Reds. That's wide open. That's wide open.
Ryan now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. To throw again is Ryan. And his throw is incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Ryan will throw again. This is caught. It's Sanu this time for a Falcon touchdown.
Wow, they are beating
Matt
hell out
Ryan
of them.
now 3 first-half touchdown passes, and the Falcons will extend their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. This is Scarborough. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start things out with an AFC North matchup. Baltimore heading over to take on Cleveland. And it's the Ravens out in front as that game moves towards halftime. Joe Flacco with 2 touchdown passes there. From there, we'll head to Buffalo to check on the Bills at home in New Era Field. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. The Bills have been as good as anybody in the first month, as another win could get them to 4-0. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Danny Amendola, a touchdown reception. In our game, it was the former MVP, Matt Ryan, with a strong first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. So after the run for a yard, here comes 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Roethlisberger. This one complete, right side to McDonald. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Look at this, shall we? Let's look at the injuries in the game. So, we've lost 3 guys. All of my defensive linemen.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They'll run here with Freeman. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. He's going to get it running right. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Falcons on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Play action, Ryan. This is caught. It's Sanu this time for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan connecting on his 4th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Falcons continue to pour it on.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone. This guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, here's Rudolph. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run. This is Scarborough. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And Duke Riley will get credit for the tackle. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Rudolph throwing on second down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, it's Bell. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Rudolph now to throw. And an alley to run. And avoids the contact by sliding. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll try the air now. Here's Rudolph. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
And they'll go on the ground. And Hill running right through it. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here's Rudolph now on second down. And that is incomplete here. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And it's third down.
Well, there's three in it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. And the Steelers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is third down and 12.
Now let's go.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Now, how can this not be? How is this not pass interference, man? He's going to come through the guy. How's that not pass interference?
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. So out come the Falcons now. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 11. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Ryan on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
On third down, Ryan. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So the defense does their job. They get rid of that 0 on the scoreboard. Now we'll see if their offense can come to play.
Well, that's the way you get things started, right? Score yourself on defense, get the ball back for your offense, and tell them, let's go. We're in the game now.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Taken in at the 11. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
All right, here we go.
Shotgun snap for Rudolph. And an alley to run. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Rodgers. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan.
Oh, of course we can't intercept it. Of course we can. It pops right up, and we got, you know.
Defense when you can sit
Of course we can.
and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Of course we can't intercept it. I mean, why would we be able to intercept it? I don't know why. Why would we be able to intercept that ball? Let's watch this, Shelby. This ball's popped up in the middle of the field. Watch this. Look at this. I got 2 guys right there. 2. Of course we can't intercept it. Nah. Of course we can't intercept it.
They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Batman.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start off with a give to Scarborough. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
You're not you when you're losing. Snickers satisfies.
Back now in Pittsburgh, and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They try again with Scarborough. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Terrell McClain able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. Play action. It's Rudolph. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Of course, look at that shit. Look at that interception.
Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Freeman again. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
To throw on 3rd down. Ryan, it's caught. Jones. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Ryan now off the bootleg. And this is going to be incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away.
Short force. You know who's speaking.
Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And the Falcons grab it.
Huh? What?
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately,
yeah, I saw that.
That spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the 3rd phase, but you see here it can be the 1st phase sometimes.
That is so true,
Oh,
right? It can ignite it one way or the other.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Jeez. Well, that's not what I was... That's not what I.
The amount of sacks
That's not what I was thinking. But okay.
Extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, what are you gonna eat for dinner?
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Well, mosquito bites when you sit in somebody's yard?
A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They go play action now. Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Shane McClellan. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
I don't think I've ever been bitten by a mosquito here
backwards, so he's on to punt it
in
away.
in the state of Florida.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Here we go now.
Back to the air, Rudolph on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd
got me
down.
on that daggone thing
Another
again.
wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
Okay, well, I'll wait to talk to you then until you come back.
Secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the gun, Rudolph. And he's got Rodgers. This well upfield across the 45. They're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
Were you stirring your Brussels sprouts?
His advantages of a passer is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle. He can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Oh, shit.
Back to throw, Rudolph. A screen to Bell. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quicker.
That's it.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now it's Rudolph. And he finds McDonald. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
I hope you get it together. Oh.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Are you? No! No!
And they'll run it here.
No!
Nothing doing. Barely
No!
able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
No!
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic.
I would never.
But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
She said that's not even nice. Oh, my goodness. No, you were talking about naked chicken.
Rudolph. He's got his man on the crossing route.
I said, don't you like to be naked?
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling
that depends on the circumstance.
Harder to move it.
And the Steelers on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Here we go now. Green 30. Now Rudolph. And McDonald here over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
This quarterback now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10
so
here.
Funny.
On the counter,
on
here's
the circumstance.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure
it's on and pop it up.
And let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Time for a break.
So did they get your car fixed to your satisfaction?
After this.
Oh, well, that's always good.
So the Steelers with the football as we
Why
get
wouldn't
you
it be
reset.
right?
They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Well, it should be right then, right?
Go with the ground attack here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Rudolph. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
And now let's discuss Julio Jones. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense.
You don't want the manager has to manage a shop, right?
We've done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games.
Right.
As well.
I'm just asking.
Freeman shaken up. Remaining on the ground
I'm
after
asking.
That last play. While the training staff works on him,
make it a stiff
we'll step aside and be right back. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Hey, Tuesday.
They will run again with Coleman. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13.
Oh,
now
yeah,
the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. As they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
I'm not even going to...
The defense, they got a little bit of a breather.
Let's say we did and don't.
Back and set as we resume play.
Have the conversation.
On third down, that's Coleman, and he'll go down after losing yardage
let's say
at
we
the
did
10.
and don't.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup,
it's a good one.
And get set as
Belgian
we resume
wheat.
Action. Here's Matt
Belgian white.
now as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today.
That's the one you want.
Elsewhere, Ford Field, they're in the fourth quarter now. And that one, all Packers right now. They've scored again. Aaron Rodgers, 3 touchdown passes to help lead the way.
I'm not even going to dignify that
37
response.
on first
what
and
is
10.
your problem?
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
She said, let's go to bed, huh?
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up
second
and 10. Second and 10, Rudolph again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
What is it that you think you
with
need?
a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And the Steelers on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is third and 10.
What do you mean,
Rudolph
no?
looking to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Desmond Trufant, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat.
Oh, she said all that aside.